Hey guys, today I'm here to talk about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I specifically played Let's Go Pikachu because I like Pikachu a lot. I thought it might be a better choice, and Let's Go Pikachu has Growlithe and Oddish in it. And I know it has other things, but I really only cared about Growlithe and Oddish. So I went ahead and got Let's Go Pikachu. Now first I want to talk about the way the game looks, the graphics. I think the models look fine. Personally, I kind of like the way Sun and Moon looked more, but if we're talking about overall quality, I do think it is an improvement, and the thing that definitely has improved are the models and graphics regarding the Pokemon. They look so good. There's something about, maybe, I don't know if it's the shading or just the model itself, the way it looks, it's just so good looking. I cannot describe why it looks better, only that it looks better. I don't know, that's just a weird thing. But otherwise, I think it looks perfectly fine. When I first saw it in trailers, I kind of thought it might have looked a little ugly-ish. It looked okay, but it really grew on me, and now I actually think it looks pretty good. Do I prefer the way the Sun, Moon, or Ultra Sun and Moon characters look? Yeah, kind of. I think the face looks a little weird on the female and male characters in Let's Go. The characters' faces look a little weird, but ultimately it's not bad, and I really enjoyed the model with, you know, Pikachu riding on your shoulder or Eevee riding on your hat. I think it's super cute, and I really did enjoy it. Overall, it's not bad. It looked good. If the one issue I had, not graphically, but because of everything happening at once, I did occasionally experience a lag, specifically for some reason in Viridian Forest in one of the last areas before you head into Pewter City, get ready to go to Pewter City, there's like a slight lag around there, and I don't know why, but that's really one of the only times I ever experienced that. So otherwise, everything looked fine and ran fine. Next, I want to talk about the difficulty. A lot of people were afraid the game would be too easy, and in some ways it is. Your starter, because it doesn't evolve, really does get really good stats, and when you go to the Tamer class characters, they will teach your Pokemon, whether it's Eevee or Pikachu, specific skills related to secret techniques. Now, in this game, there's no HMs. Your Pokemon will learn secret techniques like Heavy Push or something like that, or Strong Push, I think it's called, or like Sky Dash or whatever, where Pikachu just essentially drives a flying bike. Or, you know, there's the other one, I can't remember, I think it's like Sea Skim, where you essentially are on a surfboard, stuff like that. Well, Pikachu, specifically Pikachu in this case, can learn moves related to that. He can get like a floaty fall move where it's a flying type move, or splishy splash. It sounds stupid, it is stupid, but it's a water type move, and so Pikachu can have move diversity, but it's also directly related to the fact that he's getting these secret abilities or these new abilities. Eevee, on the other hand, since I didn't play with Eevee, I don't know about those specific kinds of moves. I assume maybe Eevee can learn those, but I know Eevee can learn because it can't evolve. Eevee actually gets to learn a bunch of different special ability moves itself. Pikachu learns this other electric move, probably because it can't evolve, called like Zippy Zap, but I think Eevee can learn like a dark move, a psychic move, a water, fire, thunder, like it can learn all these different moves that can help it out, because it's not evolving, but it can get all these typings to go against whatever gym you're going up against. So as long as there's a tamer around, you can teach your Pokemon these moves. So your Pokemon does end up being super overpowered, kind of, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it's necessarily super easy, because while it does hold your hand through certain gym matches, like when you go to Brock, you have to show them a water or grass type, or when you go to Mist, you have to have some Pokemon at level 20 or whatever it is. I wouldn't say it's hard, because where you used to be able to gain EVs by beating Pokemon, now you don't get that. So when you do beat, at least as far as I can tell, you don't, at least not from wild battles. And so what's replacing that seems to be candies, which you get from capturing Pokemon, and then also you can get them from trading Pokemon into Professor Oak, and he'll give you either a regular size, a large size, or an extra large size. And this depends on your level, you know, it's whether you're whatever level 30 or level 60 and above, you know. So if you're level like 58 and you're using regular candies, it might be you need 20 candies to level up your stat once. Whereas if you're using an extra large candy and you're level 60, you only really need to use one of them. Of course, it'll, you know, as your stats go up, you need more candies, but generally speaking, that's how it works. So because of that, and you know, I didn't really level up my Pokemon like that when I was playing. I didn't really use the candies until much later. I had a difficult time fighting off against people that were the same level as me, sometimes even a lower level, I should say, where I'm the higher level. It was never so hard that I just wiped out, although my friend did once, that we just wiped out. But even after I'd used my candies, sometimes I found myself falling behind because I hadn't been using candies and catching Pokemon like I had been before. That's really what you need to do to level up and make it easier. It's not grind and gain levels, it's grind and then send your Pokemon in to get the candies to level their stats up. That's really what you need to be doing, and that's really what you need to be doing for the trainers in the post game, which we'll talk about later. So yes, it's easy, but then at the same time, it's actually much harder than you think, because like I said, there were a lot of points where I had to constantly be running back and forth because I just didn't catch enough candies, right? Or I didn't use enough candies, or catch enough Pokemon to get the candies, and all that sort of stuff. So it's not as easy as you think. It's not gonna be super crazy hard, but it's not gonna be as easy as you think, and you can actively make this easier for yourself if you want. Also, when battling, yes, even if let's say they have a thing like with Brock where they say, you have to show me a grass type or a water type or you can't come in. All you have to do is show it to him. You don't have to use it against Brock, you just have to show it to the guide in the gym. That's it. So it's really not making you use that water type or that grass type, it's just they want you to know, yeah, this is the type effectiveness, go ahead. I mean, and even in other games they tell you what's good against whatever type. So it's not that big of a deal, at least personally for me. My team was just whatever I wanted. Now luckily I did end up having a grass type on my team for that, but I mean ultimately if I wasn't using an Oddish or a Bulbasaur at the time, I wouldn't have used it. So there you go. And next I want to talk about just the game itself and just certain general feelings I have towards it that don't fit in a particular category. One thing I want to say is that I cried. I actually cried at one point during the game. And that's a little strange just because Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee really aren't any kind of emotional games. But the way they present your starter really kind of got to me after a while. You run out, you end up encountering it, you catch it, right? And then you go on and you play, you go get it, it becomes your starter. You can obviously pick Eevee and in Let's Go Pikachu, and you can pick Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And there's ways to get Pikachu and Eevee in the overworld just as other Pokemon. So if you wanted an Eevee and a Vaporeon, you can do that because you can still get Eevees. They're later in the game, but you can still get them. And Pikachus are still found in Viridian Forest, so if you wanted a Raichu, you can still get Raichu. But you can't evolve them, and they're around you all the time, right? They're on your shoulder, they're on your hat. When you beat a gym leader, you get a high five from them. Sometimes there's specific moments where they run up to the very end of this cruise thing, a ship. They run up to the nose of the ship, and they look out into the sea and see whatever. Or they just, they want to play in a water fountain, or they want your affection, so they go into the like Pokemon of me-ish thing for your Pokemon. Stuff like that happens, and eventually as time goes on, you play and you play and you play, and there reached a point for me, I think it was around either the Elite Four or like post-game when you just beat the Elite Four, there's a scene with you and your Pokemon, and I was just like, yeah, that's my partner. Because because they are overpowered, there are literally situations where maybe I didn't have the right type I needed, or maybe I was just like not doing as well as I thought I should have been, and said, I'll send out Pikachu, I know Pikachu can handle this, Pikachu's got my back, something like that. And Pikachu won, and it was just like, oh yeah, I knew it, he's so good. And they really, at least for me, they really become your partner. And at one point it just got to me, I was like, this is the bond between me and Pikachu, and I just felt overwhelmed for some reason, and I ended up crying a little. Not like sobbing, but it did, get me feeling a certain type of way. And it was amazing. I never had that experience with a Pokemon before. So I wouldn't mind if they do something like this again. I don't know about Let's Go mechanics, but just something like this again, that just really makes me really emotional. I'm also, I'm in the post game and I've done a lot of the stuff, and I'm fighting the master trainers, and they're a little bullshit. So maybe I'm just not good enough to beat them. Maybe I don't care enough about getting all the candies or making my movesets amazing, but I think the master trainers are fun but unfair sometimes. But that's just me. I also don't play Pokemon like really intensely like that, so maybe I'm just shitty at battling, 1v1 Venusaurs. It's whatever. Maybe I'll feel like getting candies to make my Venusaur better. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows? But mostly that's all I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about how good the graphics looked. I wanted to talk about how... Oh, I forgot to mention how nice, you know, when you encounter a legendary, there's like a little kind of mini cinematic thing that plays where the legendary birds like fly around you and they get in your face. Pikachu's like, what's going on? You know, Mewtwo's really awesome. It's just a little bit more dynamic than what it was before, and it's very much appreciated. It actually looks pretty cool and I really enjoyed it. But all I really wanted to talk about was how nice the Pokemon look in the game. I think the art looks fine by itself, but I think the Pokemon look great. The music was fine. You really form a bond. If you're like me, you really will form a bond with your starter. You get different clothes. You actually do get a little bit of clothes, so customization is a little bit of a thing in this game. You can't change the way your character looks, like her ponytail, her eye color, or anything, but you get kind of just different colored outfits that are the same outfit. Like, you start out with whatever outfit you are, whether you're playing a girl or a boy, and then you'll get, like, you know, a Team Rocket outfit. You know, you might get a formal outfit, which is, you know, but it'll always be like shirt and shorts or shirt and pants. You know, there'll never be a skirt or anything like that. Yeah, what I liked wearing the most was, if you didn't know, after you run Team Rocket out of Silphco, you can go to Officer Jenny, and she'll give you, like, this Officer Jenny police officer outfit, and I really liked it, and I made my Pikachu and myself wear it, because, by the way, in case you didn't know, Pikachu can be dressed up in this game, and you can also give Pikachu and Eevee different hairstyles. You can give them, like, bows and cute accessories and stuff. You can really dress them up and make them cute as fuck. But that's a really fun thing. There's no HMs, there's just silly secret techniques. Your starter is crazy overpowered, but it's fine in the long run. I don't think it really matters that much, but I liked it all the same. You know, it's just there's a lot of little things that go into this game that really made it really fun. Now, here's the big thing. Do I want another game like this? Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. It wouldn't be the worst. Do I want another main game like this? You know, would I want the core game to become this? No, not at all. I still want Pokemon to be the same it's always been, with maybe a few minor changes here and there depending on what they're trying out at the time, like Let's Go. But I don't want a main game to deviate too drastically. And if they do deviate, I do want them to try out it in maybe a Let's Go format as like a secondary game before they implement it into the real game. You know, do I want, like I said, do I want the core game to have Let's Go mechanics with Pokemon Go? Not at all. I don't think that's a good idea. But, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing a Let's Go Johto game with Johto Pokemon in there. Like, I don't know, Let's Go Meryl and something or another. Because the game was fun. The game was fun enough to just run around, do whatever, catch Pokemon, try and, you know, you suck ass at throwing the ball, so you're like, you suck. But, you know, it's fun either way, whatever. There's a lot of things that make the game easy, but the game that doesn't mean the game's not fun, even if it's easy, you know what I mean? So ultimately, do I think you should pick up the game and give it a shot? If you're not against the way the mechanics are implemented, then yes, I do think it's worth a shot, and I do think you should pick it up. But if you really are afraid that this game's gonna ruin everything and do whatever, I'm not gonna say you have to pick it up. It's not imperative that you do. It's not gonna ruin your overall Pokemon experience. But it is a fun game, and it is definitely a fun game to play with friends. So playing it, if you have a younger brother or a child or whatever, this game probably would really be fun to play with them, because I played with someone who was my age, and I still had, you know, 25, and I still had a really good time playing with them, doing stupid, silly stuff. So 100% at least recommend it to give it a try. And, you know, that's really all I gotta say. Let me know what you thought of the games in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!